Mini sells many accessories to go with their cars. So in this video, we are going to be installing carrier rails as well as the OEM Mini branded roof box. So I hope you enjoy. My name is Ethan and welcome to Car Creations. So I've been looking at getting a roof box for a while now, and in previous cars I didn't actually have the roof rails, so I had to use suction cups mounted to the top of the car with just a generic branded roof box. It worked okay, but it was a little bit sketchy, especially on long trips. So I wanted to get the Mini branded system and see how it works, and I can tell you that it actually works quite well. So let's firstly look at the install, and we're going to show you how to install the rails first and then the roof box. Now make sure that you look at the little stickers here, because it's going to show you where that side will go. So for example, right here, say it's going to go on the front right. So what you want to make sure that you do is loosen them off a little bit so you have lots of wiggle room there. Then you go up here and you gently on this side, not all the way, just a little bit so it doesn't move. Go to the other side, and now on this side you want to line it up so it's right. How do you know it's tightened down all the way? It's going to click. There we go. It's clicked. You should be able to make sure it's in the right spot, and then you bring this down very gently. There we go. And then you can lock this one, and this side's done. So you can do the same to the other side. Once you have this done, do the same to the rear, and then you can get the roof box ready to put onto the roof. All right, so now it's time to build the roof box itself. So for each corner, we have 3 little pieces here. We have this little twisty knob here. We have the bolt itself, and then we have this little clamping piece here. So basically, you take this, you're gonna put it underneath and feed it into the middle hole right here. So there's 3 holes into the middle hole. Next, you take this piece here and you want to put it on top, like so, and make sure that this sits flush. And then you take your clamp, screw it down on top. However, make sure it's not all the way. Once you've done all 4 sides, it's time to put it onto the Mini. It can be helpful with 2 people for this, but I'm gonna show you how to do it with just 1. All right, so heave this onto your roof. What you wanna make sure that you do is not lock these, because we're gonna be making use of the little hole in the top of the rails here for this roof box, which is a cool little feature of this. So move it all the way to your side, there we go. And basically you're just feeding the bottom of the screws into the rail. Then what you do, once it's in, push it all the way across the other side, and you can shut these. Running to the other side now. We're gonna pull this towards us, and as you can see here, we have the little screw with the little foot on it. We want to line it up with the rail and put it in, just like so. As well, it's the same on the other side. There we go. And just like that, we are nearly done. So now, what you can do is arrange this to be in the middle of the car, or you can arrange it to be on the edge where you can access it more. Now, I am warning you, if you put it on the edge, make sure you don't overload it. The reason why it's good to put it onto the edge at times is if you're going to attach a bike or skis to the other side, which Mini says you can do with these roof rails. All right, so now we open the box and we just tighten down the screws inside the roof box itself. Now, once again, don't tighten it too much because this is plastic, and if it's cold, like right now, which Ben and I are both freezing cold for you guys, you might end up breaking the plastic because it can get brittle when it's cold. The nice thing about this roof box is that you can actually access it from both sides, which is really nice. All right, so let's firstly look at the cons for this roof box. We tested this roof box as well as roof rails over 3,000 miles. We packed 4 adults into the car with all of our luggage, and we took a trip from Michigan all the way down to Florida. Mini claims that this roof box, as well as the carriers, are OEM equipment, and so we wanted to make sure that they acted as such. Pros of these were that we could fit a lot more stuff in the car. We fit all of our luggage itself, so our clothes as well as some food, for 4 people in the roof box above the Mini. We were then able to use the boot for things like snacks and souvenirs and blankets and stuff like that. I actually think the roof box looks amazing on the Mini. A big pro for the design, and if you have a Mini with stripes, they actually have a little spot on it where you can add the 2 stripes so it will match the stripes of your Mini. As you can probably hear, there is a lot of wind noise. I'm very thankful, however, there isn't any whistling. I actually had to adjust where the roof carriers themselves, or the rails, were on the roof of the Mini so that the roof box sloped down slightly, rid of the whistle that we had when we first installed it. You can really feel the wind a lot more while on the highway, especially if a big truck passes you. The other con is that gas mileage is decreased significantly. So before I was making around 31 miles per gallon, factoring in a bunch of highway driving as well as city driving and some fun little spirited driving here and there. When I finished the trip, we were at about 29.7 miles per gallon. So we had decreased 2 or 3 miles per gallon, and usually on highway driving, this car gets significantly better. When I drove my Mini JCW across Canada from Ontario to British Columbia, I was averaging around 40 to 45 miles per gallon after the 3 days. And this car wasn't getting even close to that. And it's not a perfect test, but it's definitely something to have in mind. One of the cons that we have for this is actually the fact that the rear wing, because we have a GP3 style wing, actually hits this a little bit when we open it. It doesn't open all the way. I tried to fix this by pushing the roof rails as far forward as possible, but it's still not perfect because you can't go any further forward. Many do suggest that you put them where you see the little dot in the roof rail. If you use these roof rails a lot by taking them on and off, it does actually wear away the paint quite a bit along the roof rail. Really, there isn't anything you can do about that. Let's look at the pros for the roof rails. First of all, they look very OEM. They have pretty solid build material, very aerodynamic. It looks pretty good on this car, as well as it's made by Mini. It's actually not, it's made by Thule, which is a really reputable roof box brand. The plastic quality is quite nice, and it doesn't really rattle a ton, although it is plastic, so once it gets cold, like right now, it will just start getting brittle. You can actually open it from both sides. So if I were to unlock it, you can open it from that side. Lock again, go to the other side. Lock it here. And you can open it from that side. You can fit a ton of space in here. For me, in my testing, was more than enough for 4 people to go on holiday in Florida. Another negative thing about this is the price. However, if you were to use my link down below from ECS Tuning, it is $400 plus shipping. So now that I'm done my trip, I need to take this off. So we're going to time lapse this as well as put a little time up above, and it will show you how long it can take to get this off the car. I'm gonna get Ben to help me because it is a little bit heavy and I don't want to wreck anything. All right, 3, 2, 1. That is how you install this roof box and roof rails. This is actually a really nice system on the car. Not only does it work well, you can fit a ton of stuff, and the pros really outweigh the negatives. If you don't have roof rails, you're going to have to go for aftermarket ones that clamp onto the car itself, and those can chip the paint as well as if you go over a big bump. My parents had an issue with theirs that your entire roof box can go flying off. So we hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure that you give us a like and subscribe, as we really appreciate it. Most of all, we hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.